All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Let's see. I didn't have a show yesterday, but didn't do too bad over the weekend. Actually done real good over the weekend, other than UFC. On Friday, my picks Friday was 6-3. I was 3-0 in the NBA, 1-0 in college football, and 2-1 in hockey. And then I went 0-2 in college basketball. But had a pretty good day on Friday. Saturday, college football, I was 2-2. Then I was 0-5 in the UFC. Terrible in the UFC. And then on Sunday, I was in NFL. I was 2-1 and had one push. So I had the Lions at the -3 against the Chargers, and of course they ended up winning by 3. But I had the Colts and the Steelers both right, and then I had the Saints beating the Vikings, which didn't happen.
You know, on Friday, my NBA, had a push, and then I was 2-1. My hockey, I was 3-1. So for Friday, I was 5-2. Saturday, my college football, I stunk it up pretty good. I was 1-3. Only one I got right was Michigan. Sunday, my NFL, I was 4-0, so I did real well there. So for my picks, I was 10-5 overall, one push. UFC, I picked 3, and I was 1-2.
I had a terrible night in the UFC.
And I had picks for you yesterday, which we ended up not doing a show. Of course, when I do really good, we don't do a show. So I would have been 5-1. Only one I would have got wrong would have been Buffalo. I had my 3 NBA picks right, which is unbelievable for me. And I was 2-0 on my hockey. What's up with Buffalo, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how do.
I mean, Diggs was non-existent.
Yeah, well, the main thing, they got to quit turning the ball over so many games. You're not going to win many games if you turn the ball over 4 or 5 times. So they got to clean that up. But
You think Denver's turned things around? We're talking a team that give up 70 points to Miami, and here they are, played real good defense, pretty good defense against Denver and or not Denver, excuse me, against Kansas City and Buffalo.
turn the ball over, and then you can't have 12 guys on the field at the end of the game on a field goal. And you can't do that. But they fired their offensive coordinator today, which was kind of surprising to me because I don't think it's all offense either. I mean, defense played pretty good last night. I mean, with all the turnovers they had, for them to still be in that game, defense kept them in the game.
But how does your defense have 12 people in the field, like you just said?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's the whole thing. I don't see how you can blame it all on the offensive coordinator. Yeah, and then that pass interference call that they had to get him into the position.
Oh no, I agree. They gotta do something better now. They could be in some big trouble because now you're 500 and they got a pretty tough schedule coming up as well.
Yeah, it's not looking real good for them to make the playoffs. Yeah, the NFL's been pretty crazy so far this year.
Damien says Josh Allen is the main problem. He can't control the ball for shit. I mean, some of it's on him, but James Cook had a fumble there at the beginning of the game. First possession? He dropped another ball, got lucky. It came back, bounced right back up to him on that play.
Yep.
Then Josh Allen did fumble that one trying to hand the ball off. I don't know what happened there. It was like the ball just came out of his hand. And then, of course, some of the interceptions. But, yeah, they got to I think they get away from the run too much. When they were running the ball, if you watched last night, when they had their success on offense, they were giving the ball to Cook and Murray, and they were able to run the ball some. I think they get too pass happy, and Diggs didn't have a game. The Broncos in that second half turned the ball over a couple times, trying to give the game to Buffalo. So
yeah, that's true.
They definitely had chances.
Right now, I'm looking at the AFC standings. Right now, who would you say is the best team? Ravens were looking good. They looked terrible last week. I think since they're the Super Bowl champs, I guess still gotta go with the Chiefs at 7-2.
Yeah, I'd probably have the Chiefs at the top just because they probably about the most consistent. They've had some rough games, but they've been able to pull those out. I know they did lose to Denver. When Denver don't turn the ball over, they're not a bad. Their defense is playing better, and their defense plays decent. They're not a bad team. I'm saying Russell Wilson's been lighting it up, but he's been playing better than he has last year. He hasn't been the main problem with Denver. I like the Ravens. I know they fell apart and blew that game the other day, but I like the Ravens quite a bit in the AFC as well.
What do you think about the Steelers and Browns both sitting at 6-3? The Bengals in last place in that division, 5-4. Bengals, I think it's a good team, but they don't have that slow start. They don't have much.
I'm not sold on the Steelers. I know they're 6-3.
Yep.
But they've also been outscored. They're like the first team to be 6-3 and be outscored. So I don't know if that's going to be able to last as you get in the playoffs against better teams. The Browns, especially if Deshaun Watson can play like he did in that second half. If he starts playing like he did in that second half against the Ravens with that defense the Browns has, they're going to be tough.
Yeah. Patriots worst team in football.
I don't know if they're the worst team. I don't know if they're worse than the Panthers. Damon says Sean Payton has lost his step in coaches. I don't think Sean Payton has really lost his step. I think it was more you're walking. I think we all had Denver overrated as a team some, thinking that they were last year that they were just coaching a quarterback away from a Super Bowl, and they brought in Hackett and Russ, and that didn't work. And then I think everybody just thought bring in Peyton, it's going to fix everything. They're looking better. They look better than they did last year. I don't think they have all the talent that they need. They're starting to look better on the defensive side of the ball, and I still think they could use a couple weapons on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay, NFC. Of course, you got the Eagles 8-1, so most people want to say the Eagles, which I would say have to say the Eagles are the best team in the NFC right now. I still like the 49ers a lot. I know they're 6-3 and lost 3 in a row, but then they come back and looked really good last week. But you got to be consistent. So we'll see how that goes. Seahawks a little surprising 6-3. You think?
Yeah, a little bit. They're kind of a quiet 6-3, but I still think 49ers are going to be the team to beat in NFC. I know they went on that 3-game losing streak.
Could the Lions get there? 7-2. Could they make it to the Super Bowl, or could they end up being the number 1 team?
They're looking good. I like if their defense can keep stepping up, playing well. I think they'll have a chance because their offense can move the ball, and I like the way they play. They're aggressive. I know that. Some of them 4th downs they were going for early in that game. I know the Chargers came back and got in that game, but the Chargers are a better team than what the record shows. I believe they have Chargers have a lot of talent. They just for some reason can't put it together, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I think that coach is going to be gone.
I mean, Justin Herbert done everything he could to give them a chance to win that game against the Lions, and wasn't able to pull it off.
How about the Minnesota Vikings and with this Dobbs kid, man?
He's playing well.
Man, he's played. Man. And he didn't. And a lot of people say he come out of nowhere. He didn't. I mean, I know Arizona wasn't winning, but he didn't look that bad in the starts with Arizona this year. He wasn't terrible, but now he wasn't this good.
Yeah, but this is also his 7th year in the league.
Yeah, he's been around, been a bunch of teams. Hopefully, I'd like to see the kid keep it up and get him a job somewhere permanently. Dude's got a lot of heart, working his ass off. So, hope good things for him. So, if you think Eagles and the 49ers the best 2 teams.
Damon says, I don't see the 49ers going anywhere with Purdy, especially if Trent, Debo, and CMC goes down. I could say that about any team.
Yeah.
I don't see the Chiefs going nowhere with Patrick Mahomes if Kelsey and three of their best players go down. I mean, you can say that about any quarterback.
Yeah. And I know they lost those 3 games, but they could have very easily. They were in position to win all 3 of those.
A couple missed field goals.
They could have won those 3 games. And I know what
they didn't play great those 3 games.
No,
but they had chances to win those.
They had a chance to win every single game.
It wasn't all that Purdy was just flat terrible.
No,
he turned the ball over a few times.
Yeah. And every quarterback has
everybody wants to talk about how bad Purdy is. Let's talk about the Prince, Trevor Lawrence. Everybody says is so great, and that so great was it going to be his MVP of the league going into the Sunday? And look what he did against the 49ers. But since he was a 1st-round pick, nobody wants to jump on him. But since Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant, if he throws one interception, everybody wants to act like the world's falling down.
True. Who is MVP right now?
That's hard because nobody's kind of really
not in the quarterback.
Distance herself. Not.
I like McCaffrey as a running back.
Yeah, and you've had AJ Brown's having a hell of a year at receiver for the Eagles.
What if
Tyreek Hill's having a great year there with the Dolphins at receiver?
What if this Houston quarterback stays on fire the rest of the year?
Yeah, Glenn said the Colts and Patriots. Yeah, okay. How many other quarterbacks can you say have won a Super Bowl with nothing? He said,
I don't agree.
He said Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with nothing.
I don't agree.
Actually, well, that one year they won the Super Bowl, they didn't have a great offense, but Tom Brady wasn't the reason they won them first couple Super Bowls. It was defense and
good defense.
Adam Vinatieri kicking field goals.
And he had role player. I mean, we say we had nothing on offense. He had people
I'm
make
talking about the first couple they won when he first took over. They weren't winning those because of Brady.
No, I'm not saying that necessarily, but I mean, it wasn't like they had players that did their job. I'm not saying they were superstars, but
yeah, you have to have some kind of players.
Here, the Colts won the Super Bowl. They didn't look like the team was going.
Oh no, they didn't. We've had better teams than the year we won it. I agree with that. Glenn said that Colts Patriots ending was nuts. Yeah, that game was ugly. Colts won it, but it was ugly. Glenn said Houston wins AFC South. They're looking like it right now. They're playing well. CJ Stroud is
looking as good
right there.
Looking as good as
I know a lot of people are trying to throw him in there as for the MVP now
It's too early, but I mean,
with the way he's been playing.
but if he continues, he's playing as good as anybody. I agree with that.
Yeah, so it's been been pretty good.
Wide receiver is really playing well. That Tank has really come on the last 2 or 3 games too. So that's helping a lot. Yeah, they're playing really well right now. We'll see if they can keep it up.
I'd like to, wish Richardson wouldn't have got hurt because I'd like to see where he'd be at right now.
We finally this week get a good Thursday night football game, and I have to work. I'm pissed. Cincinnati and Baltimore Thursday. I'd love to see that game, and I got to freaking work.
Could be a good game. Could be a good game.
Should be on paper. It's a good game. The last few games, Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays, haven't been real good games on paper. Most games ain't been real great. Last night wasn't super terrible, but it wasn't super great either.
Glenn said McAfee was at the Pacer game last night or last week.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't think they played last night, but yeah, I saw he was there last week.
Played tonight.
Yeah, he was there with the Utah Jazz owner last week. Yeah, part of that tonight there were some of them in-season tournament games.
Philly, don't we?
Yeah. And Glenn had put on there that there's an early rumor that Embiid isn't going to play tonight, but so I'm not 100% sure on that. But he said Embiid wasn't going to play tonight since there's a rumor that he wasn't going to play since it's their first game of back-to-back, and I guess they were going to save him for tomorrow's game or something.
I know the point spread wasn't huge.
No.
We're on the road, don't we?
Yes.
That's weird. Hold them out at home.
Yeah, this is more the group play of the tournament of the in-season tournament.
Do you care about this at all?
I don't really. It don't make me care about the NBA no more than I did any other season. I mean, I'll watch the Pacer games. Now, if there's a football game on and the Pacers, a lot of times I'm gonna watch football, but I'll keep an eye on the Pacers. But
let me ask Glenn. Glenn, you go to a lot of games anyway. Does this in-season tournament do anything for you?
But yeah, the in-season tournament it ain't making me no more excited for the NBA regular season. I'm gonna watch the Pacers like I always have, and then other games I watch here and there. I've never, especially this early in the season, I've never watched a whole lot of NBA. I mean, I'd see what they're trying. They split them up. There's 6 groups of 5. You play group play, and then in December you move to knockout rounds, where so many with the top records are in that. And then you go to a championship game. Damien said this tournament is nothing but a joke.
I kind of think that too.
Glenn says not really, other than nice courts, and I'm happy there's a home break this year because of covering the in-season tourney finals. So yeah, so Glenn it hasn't done a whole lot for Glenn either. But speaking of the NBA, we'll go ahead and start there today.
Okay.
I have a few picks for NBA. My first pick is going to be, and that's changed. Miami Heat at the Charlotte Hornets. I like the Heat at the -5. Again, these today are the in-season group games, in-season tournament group games. Next game, Atlanta. I like the Atlanta Hawks at the Detroit Pistons. The Hawks are 4.5-point favorites, -194 on the money line. Pistons are +162 on the money line. Over-unders at 225. I like the Hawks at the -4.5. My next game, Pacers at the 76ers. The Sixers are 5-point favorites, -198 on the money line. Pacers are +165 on the money line. Over-unders at 240.5. I like the over the 240.5 in this game is what I'm going to go with on the Pacers and Sixers. Sixers did beat the Pacers by, I think, 8 or 9 points on Sunday. And that was in Philadelphia as well. So this is a rematch of just a couple days ago. And then my last NBA game, next NBA game, Dallas Mavericks at the New Orleans Pelicans. The Mavericks are 3.5-point favorites on the road, -164 on the money line. Pelicans are +1 38 on the money line. Over-unders at 239.5. I like the Mavericks at the -3.5. And then my last game for NBA tonight, Los Angeles Clippers at the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets are 4.5-point favorites at home, -176 on the money line. The Clippers are +148 on the money line. Over-unders at 225. I'm going to go with the Nuggets at the -4.5. So my NBA picks for tonight, Heat -5, Hawks -4.5, Pacers, Sixers over 240.5, Mavericks -3.5, and the Nuggets at the -4.5.
My NBA picks for tonight. I've got Dallas -3.5 at the Pelicans. I've got the Clippers at Denver. I'll take Denver -4.5, and I got Minnesota at Golden State. Golden State -2.
Damon says he hasn't seen one game of basketball, only football. I really don't care about basketball since it's got soft. Yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of NBA. Well, let me rephrase that. This time of year, I'm more of watching NFL or college football. Once NBA gets maybe after Christmas, you get more. Or yeah, after Christmas, you get in January, February. I watch more of it. Then I do watch some. I watch the Pacers some nights if there's no football or anything on. I'll watch the Pacers and I'll keep track of how the Pacers are doing. But other than that, I really don't watch much. Every now and then, I think I've watched one game this year that hasn't been a Pacer game. That was Nuggets. It might have been Nuggets and Lakers or Nuggets and Warriors, one of the first games of the season. I watched a little bit of it. But yeah, I'm more of like tonight. There's a there's a couple college football games on, some MAC games.
College basketball.
Yeah, now you're getting college basketball back. But.
Yeah, I agree with Damien. I haven't kept up with it. I watched a lot of the playoffs last year. That's been the first time NBA playoffs for me for a while. And I thought the playoffs were pretty good last year. I've seen the Pacers a couple of times this year so far. I follow what they're doing. I watched the Lakers a couple of times just so I can follow the guy you do shows with. What's his name? And watch him get pissed off on the phone, Mathis, and see him get pissed off because the Lakers are sucking. So I think that's kind of fun sometimes. I watched a little bit of the Lakers. I watch more hockey than I do the NBA.
Yeah, Damien, I didn't see that, the stare down foul against Giannis. I did see where he got thrown out of the game. I heard people saying it was ridiculous. I think we were on our way home from a wrestling show or something that night or something. College football tonight got 3 games, some MAC games. I've been doing pretty good on these MAC college football games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tonight, first game you have Toledo at Bowling Green. Toledo is a 9.5-point favorite. They're -385 on the money line. Bowling Green is +300 on the money line. Over/under is at 49.5. Toledo is 9-1 on the season, 6-0 in the MAC. Bowling Green is 6-4 on the season, 4-2 in the MAC. I like Toledo here at the -9.5. Next game, Western Michigan at Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois is a 4.5-point favorite at home, -200 on the money line. Western Michigan is +164 on the money line. Over/under is at 56.5. I'm going with Northern Illinois at the -4.5 in this game. And then you have Akron at Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan's a 3.5-point favorite at home, -170 on the money line. Akron is +140 on the money line. Over/unders at 39.5. I'm going to go with Eastern Michigan at the -3.5. So college football tonight, Toledo -9.5, Northern Illinois -4.5, and Eastern Michigan at the -3.5.
I didn't do any college football today. I've not been big on those matching games.
And then got a couple games for college basketball tonight. I went with Michigan State at Duke.
Is it Michigan State? I thought it was Michigan.
Huh?
I thought it was Michigan.
No, Michigan State. Michigan State's number 18. Duke is number 9. Duke is a 3.5-point favorite at home. They're -178 on the money line. Michigan State's +146 on the money line. Over/unders at 142.5. I'm going to go with Duke at the -3.5. And then my other game is going to be number 4 Marquette at number 23 Illinois. Illinois is a 2.5 point favorite at home, minus 134 on the money line. Marquette is plus 112 on the money line. Over-unders at 148.5. I'm going to go with Illinois at the, that's one. It was 1.5, but now it's 2.5. So at the minus 2.5. It's kind of funny that Marquette's ranked number 4 in the country and our underdogs the number 23 ranked team.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little strange. Excuse me. But then we're going to be my 2 picks for college basketball tonight. Duke minus 3.5 at Michigan State, or actually Michigan State's at Duke, right? I think I said that wrong. Yes, Michigan State is at Duke. So Duke minus 3.5 at home, and Illinois at the minus 2.5 at home. We're going to be my picks for college basketball.
I got 3 college basketball picks. I got Marquette at Illinois. I'll take Illinois' money line. I've got Michigan State at Duke. I'll take Duke money line, and then I've got Wisconsin money line at Providence.
Got some decent games tonight because you got number 1 Kansas against number 17 Kentucky. So I mean, a little bit better. I think a little bit better matchups tonight than what we've had early in the season, especially with the top 25 teams. All right, then NHL tonight. Oh, 3 games in the NHL. I'm gonna go with the Bruins on the money line against the Sabres, Golden Knights money line against the Capitals, and the Ducks on the money line against the Predators. That's gonna be my 3 picks for hockey tonight.
Okay, my NHL for tonight, I've got Boston money line at Buffalo. I got Pittsburgh money line at Columbus, and I got Arizona at Dallas, and I'll take Dallas money line.
And that's pretty much all the picks for tonight. Do you have anything else for today?
No, I think that's it.
If you missed Gonzo's Wrestling Room last night, check it out on YouTube and Facebook at Gonzo Sports Room. Also, I'll be putting out a graphic later today about it, but Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, pro wrestler Loud and Proud Logan Myers will be joining us Thursday, 8 o'clock. You can find out YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all at Gonzo Sports Room and the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network. This Thursday night, that should be a good interview, good conversation. I think he was on all 3 of our top. I know he was on mine and yours. I think he was on Marcus's too, wasn't he?
I believe so.
I think he was on all 3 of our top 5 wrestlers for October rankings that we put out last night. But yeah, he's going to join us Thursday. Then Saturday night we'll be live in Kokomo, Indiana for AACW. That starts at right around 7 o'clock Saturday night.
Yep.
You'll be able to find out on YouTube at Gonzo Sport, YouTube and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. And then Sunday we got Warrior Pro Wrestling, their big show. I know if you're bringing out the kids, Santa Claus will be in attendance there at Warrior Pro on Sunday.
Yep.
So bring the kids out to see him. That starts at 3.
3 o'clock.
Doors open at 2. Bell time's at 3. And I think there's going to be some surprises at that show. And I know you got Blake Money Right be defending his newly won title. And I think against Logan Myers. I'm assuming since Logan was the number 1 contender, so I'm assuming that it's going to be against Myers. So I mean, that'd be two of the top guys around right now going at it. So that should be a great match. So it should be fun to watch. I think you have Buck Sexton against the GM.
Yep.
So that should be an interesting show. So got a busy weekend coming up. My picks are 6-12 and 478 on the year. Tonight, NBA, I have Heat -5, Hawks -4.5, Pacers, Sixers over 240.5, and the Mavs at the -3.5, and Nuggets -4.5. College basketball tonight, Duke -3.5, Illinois -2.5. College football tonight, Toledo -9.5, Northern Illinois -4.5, Eastern Michigan -3.5, and in the NHL, Bruins money line, Golden Knights money line, and the Ducks on the money line.
Real quick before I get my picks, Damien. Yeah, I definitely think that Michigan should be in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I do too. And I'm not saying they didn't do anything wrong. I mean, it sounds like they have evidence that they've done stuff. I just watching NCAA for so many years, whether it's basketball, football, when things like this have happened, it usually takes a while before they do anything. And I just don't like the way they're trying to just hurry up and uh, punish them now real quick without doing the whole investigation like they always have. It's almost like they're just after they're after Jim Harbaugh is what it makes it seem like to me. If they end up suspending Harbaugh from some games or whatever, but I don't think you punish the kids on the team that probably didn't even have any idea that this stuff was going on. Uh, I don't think they should be suspending Harbaugh from coaching these games right now just because you haven't finished it. It's just how do you change your protocol all of a sudden from how the NCAA and Big Ten and stuff have operated throughout the years when we see stuff happen, and it's like this time they're just jumping on it because because it's almost like they have a vendetta against Harbaugh is what makes it seem like to me. But so yeah, I think if they beat Maryland this week and they beat Ohio State next week, the week after that, I mean, they should be in the college football. They should be in the college football playoffs. They've earned that with their play on the field.
Yep.
The players have now. I mean, but everybody has different opinions on it. And that's one of the great things about it is everybody don't have to think the same. Everybody's allowed to have their opinions on it. But just my opinion, yeah, I agree with you. I think that they should play. Are you streaming? No, we're not going to stream Survivor Series. I think we're going to have some company over and
party
and just kind of enjoy it. But I would like to start getting back to doing some of the watch alongs with the wrestling again and UFCs and stuff like we was. And this time of year, our wrestling schedules slows down a little bit because some promotions don't do shows in December or January. Yep. So we might be able to get back to doing some more of those here pretty soon.
Okay, I'll give my picks real quick. My NBA picks, I got Dallas -3.5 at the Pelicans. I got the Clippers at the Nuggets. I'll take Nuggets -4.5. I've got Minnesota at Golden State. I'll take Golden State -2. My college basketball, got more Marquette at Illinois. I'll take Illinois money line. I got Michigan State at Duke. I'll take Duke money line. I got Wisconsin at Providence. I'll take Wisconsin money line. My NHL picks for tonight, I've got Boston money line at Buffalo, Pittsburgh money line at Columbus, and Arizona at Dallas. I'll take the Dallas money
line. All right. We appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back tomorrow right around 3 o'clock with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. I hope everybody has a great night. Enjoy the sports, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.